first songs you heard me do, I'm going to tell you where this song came from. Back in 2015, I got behind the wheel of a car and I was not sober. I took the life of an innocent man set at a stoplight. I pled guilty to negligent homicide and served 6 years in the Arizona Department of Corrections. The year after the accident and that before I went to prison, I was super depressed. My drug addiction, you'd think that'd be enough to make you stop, but it wasn't. I started getting really heavy on the needle and getting just trying to go out in my addiction because I was too much of a coward to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. And it was a very interesting year, and I didn't know why God kept keeping me around. I went to the first day in prison. I realized, wow, there's drugs in here. And I ordered $500 worth of pills from this old boy, and he got in a fight on the way back to my cell. The very next day, the church folks came by and said, hey, we heard there's a new guitar player on the yard. I said, yeah, I'll play a little bit of guitar. And they said, how's your walk with the Lord? I said, it's getting better every day. At this time, I had no clue there was even no instruments in prison. They took me down to the chapel, opened this closet. There was 2 acoustic guitars, a piano, and a small PA there. And I wept for about an hour because I thought, like, what I thought was most important to me was going to be removed from me for the next 6 years, and rightfully so. I deserved a whole lot worse than I got. There was a window about this wide. I was in cell HD 65 at Red Rock Correctional Center. It was about this wide so you couldn't get your head through it. And there was a gutter that ran across the top of it that was wrapped in razor wire. It was on the top tier, just like you see in the movies. We had to be up every morning for 4:30. At 4:30 a.m. for a formal count, standing next to our bed. So I watched a lot of sunrises through this lens of razor wire, and I wrote a song about it, and this is the first song I ever wrote sober. And they believed in this song so much in prison, they let a buddy of mine come down to visitation when we were all locked down after a lengthy riot, and let me record this song and release it from prison. So I have a prison recording that I recorded with one microphone in a visitation, but it's actually, I wanted to always do this song in a studio, so it's also on my new album that's out in just about 3 weeks, called Sergeant of Sorrow, July 12th. It's the first time I ever attempted to write a song sober, or play a song sober, or anything, do anything sober in my whole life. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. It's called Razor Wire Sunrise. Thank you so much for a special afternoon. Never seen it coming like smoke before the fire. I'm caught up in fast living, dancing on the line, and tail light shattered right before my eyes. I stood shaking to the core as I watched another man die. Baptized in guilt with an elephant on my chest. A handful of pills as I prayed for my last breath. But a selfish escape just wasn't in God's plan. The state gave me 6 years, and here I stand. I'm looking out the window as the darkness turns to light, and there's a sharpened steel reflection in my eyes, and white clouds are burning into blue in an empty eastern sky as I stare out at a razor wire sunrise. If these walls could talk, they'd scream at the top of their lungs, and the crossed out days are enough to darken the sun. And I'm searching for the patience and not the time, but the hands are moving slow and the seasons grind. But this concrete and steel can't keep my spirit in. It bleeds right through the mortar and finds a wind. Forgive forgiveness slowly wraps around my mind. Redemption floods the driest days of my life. And I'm looking out the window as a tear falls from my eye. I've caused enough pain for 100,000 lifetimes, but I won't go back to the way I was. That part of me has died, and I found grace in a razor wire sunrise. We're looking out the window as darkness turns to light, and there's a sharpened steel reflection in my eyes. And white clouds are burning into blue in an empty stern sky. And I see God in a razor wire sunrise. I see God in a razor wire sunrise. Thank y'all.